Hey everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. Apologies for the short delay again. I just have to check that we are actually broadcasting, which takes all of, 20 seconds. Seems a lot longer, doesn't it? Never mind, we are where we are, and we are here. It is round 6 of our Super Formula Series. Now, with the League 2 guys, this one is ran, I believe this is ran on a Wednesday. Of course it is. It's a Wednesday, isn't it? This is our Wednesday evening. So if there's anybody out there that wants to come and join us, then please do look us up on our website. That's URL ultimateracingleague.com. You can find us on Facebook at URL, and I think we're on Discord as well. So if you've got nothing better to do on a Wednesday evening and you fancy getting involved in some of our races, then come and join us. It is not just Wednesday. Obviously, we have our big leagues which run on Sunday. We have things that run on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You name it, there's something going. So if you do fancy coming and join us, we would love to have you. Anyway, on to today's race. As I say, this is the League 2 guys in the Super Formula Series. Now let's just have a tell you a little bit about the car. If you've missed one of the first races, most of the guys are in the Honda. I think there is some Toyotas out there. I'm not sure. 625 brake horsepower, 670 kilos-ish, and brake balance and downforce are the only things that can be tweaked. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm just checking my notes just to see if there's anything else. Now, for the standard races, it's about 50 minutes long. And all tyre compounds, when I say all, I mean softs, mediums and hards, have to be used unless we get any wet stuff falling. And we are in Austria, we are at Red Bull, and it has been known to get a little bit wet every now and then. So fingers crossed we get a bit of the wet stuff. I say this every week. We and as viewers like to see a bit of the wet stuff. The guys on track, though, I don't think they're that keen. They want it to stay dry. We shall see. We can live in hope. So without further ado, let's just crack on, shall we? Have a look down the grid. I think it's 10 minutes of qualifying, and we'll see where everybody's placed. And PM10 is in his usual parking spot at the front of the grid. Now, if you've not seen any of these races, then I suggest you go back and have a look, because PM10 is just absolutely dominating this event at the minute. And really does look uncatchable, but you never know. This track is known for its penalties, shall we say. It does like to hand out the penalties at practically every turn. So PM10 could fall foul of a few of those, and it could give the likes of Panic at the Tesco, RJ, Rufus, people like that, it could give them a chance. So just keep an eye out. But there he is, in his usual parking space, as I say, up at the front on pole position, and that's PM10 Racing. Just behind him is his closest rival at the minute, is Panic at the Tesco. Now, a couple of weeks ago, he did give PM10 a bit of a scare, didn't he, with an amazing comeback towards the end of the race. I forget whereabouts we were. I think it was Catalonia. It might have been Catalonia. I can't remember. I didn't write it down, but there we go. But yeah, Panic at the Tesco did give PM10 a bit of a scare. And, well, like I say, on this shorter track, with the penalties being handed out, maybe this could be Panic at the Tesco's week. We shall see. Just behind him in third is RJS Racing. We're just going to call him RJ from now on. I hope you don't mind, RJ. In fourth, we've got Rufus. Fifth on the grid, we've got Pete. Dan is sixth on the grid. Then we've got P. White. He's had some good results, hasn't he, of late? So keep an eye on him. That's P. White in seventh. Grahamid, another one with some decent results, got a third. I think it was 2 weeks ago, actually got a third. So Grahamid, he knows his way around this car on the track. So another one to keep an eye on. YT is ninth on the grid. Steele is 10th. Kean in 11th. Well, we all know that Kean likes a bit of rough and tumble, doesn't he? He likes to get his elbows out, and he'll fight for every spot. So if he makes his way through the grid, just keep an eye on Kean. He will be fighting for a place. Then we've got Declan. This is only his second outing in the Super Formulas, and finds himself down in 12th. But Declan, very capable guy. And again, he's another one that knows his way around this track. So I'll expect to see him trying to make his way through the grid as well. And then we've got Vane bringing up the rear in 13th. So yeah, it's a pretty stacked grid. I'm looking forward to this one. It's nice to get this many drivers on the track. So we'll get back to the usual camera and let's hit that button and get them lights out and get these guys racing, shall we? Now, as I say, we are over in Austria. It's on the Red Bull Ring, 2.6 miles, 10 turns. That's all there is on this track, but a lot of them do like to dish out the old penalties. But we are away and we're racing as they head down towards turn 1 at Nicky Lauda curve. And it is PM10 who is leading the way with Panic just behind him. Rufus has made his way up into third, so a good start from him to jump a place. RJ in fourth. Then we've got Pete, Dan, and Pete having a bit of a battle into turn 3. Just keep an eye on this one. This is a very tricky turn. Tends to get the back end stepping out. This doesn't. Somebody's already fell foul of that. And it looks like it's RJ. We're just going to go back and have a quick look and see what happened to RJ. I've gone back a bit too far, so apologies for that, but never mind. So as we come up the hill, it gives you an idea of what the track's like anyway. So you come up through turn 2 into the braking zone, about the 100 metre board, and then if you get a little bit too, now there, you got a bit of a nudge, but I think that wasn't what sent him off. I think it was just too much power too early, and that's what's going to happen at turn 3 if you're not careful. Excuse me. The back end will come round on you. So RJ, unfortunately dumped at the back with damage as well. So he's got a bit of work up ahead of him now. He's on the medium tyres. We will have a look at the rest of the field and what tyres they're using as well as we go through the pack. So back up to the top. Oh, and we've had a change of lead already, and I missed that. Now then, what happened there? It's out of turn 3, down towards turn 4, and Panic at the Tesco just decides he's going to go for it. Panic at the Tesco on the medium tyres, on the inside at turn 4 at Slosgold. It is wheel to wheel. Oh, there was a bit of a bump there with PM10. PM10 does drift very wide, but stays on the track. And he's now in, a very unusual position for him. And he's actually in second behind Panic at the Tesco. So now let's see what PM10 is made of. As he's not leading, he's actually chasing now, and Panic trying to open up a bit of a gap, both on the medium tyres. There's a bit of a coming together, wasn't there? So we'll leave that one to the stewards. It's not for me to get involved. I do like to get involved in this sort of stuff, but I shouldn't really. But I'm not going to be finger pointing as PM10 uses the slipstream to great effect and gets himself onto the inside as they go into turn 1 side by side, and it's Panic at this time is on the outside but managed to hold on. And Panic at the Tesco's managed to hold on to P1. PM10 down into 2. Now then Rufus has now got onto the back of these 3. And there's a gap opening up between Rufus and Dan, who's sitting in 4th. But Rufus, he's joined this little fight up at the front. He's just got, he's got a great view, hasn't he? As PM10 is actually dropping. He seems to be going backwards for now. What's happened? Rufus has moved up into P2 just behind Panic. PM10 is there, he's on the inside, he's back in second. Let's jump on board with Rufus as we try and go alongside PM10 down towards turn 6 at launch into this long sweeping left hander. Then we start on down the hill through turn 7 at Worth curve. A quick look behind and no real threat coming yet from Dan, so Rufus can concentrate on the back end of PM10's car as we come into turn 9. Don't want to go drifting too far out there to the left into turn 10. Oh, now then, PM10 did go very wide, and he'll be lucky to get away with a penalty there. A quick look in the mirrors, and we are not under attack yet. Whoa, what a great stuff. Oh no, and it's Panic. Panic has gone off. We're going to go back. We are definitely going to go back and have a look at this. The race leader, as he comes out of the exit of turn 1 at Nicky Lauda curve, and Panic at the Tesco just too keen on the old power, and there we go, he's off onto the grass. Lucky he didn't slam into barrier, but put him on the grass, and that has now dropped him down into the clutches of the rest of the grid. He's gone from 1st now down to 6th, soon to be 7th when Grahamid passes him, and then Kian is coming up fast as well. So Panic at the Tesco from leader to 7th, right in the thick of it now as he tries to make his way back through the grid. What an absolute disaster for him, and that leaves PM10 back in front where he is used to being. just as we drop down the grid. Let's have a look. Grahamid is in 7th. He's got Kian alongside of him. They're having a bit of a wheel touching section as well. Kian carrying half a second penalty. So he's going to keep pushing. He'd dearly love to get in front of Grahamid before he reaches the penalty zone, which is just outside, or sorry, just after turn 8. But I think Grahamid is going to hold on to that place as Kian tries to put him under pressure. And there we go. Kian just serves his penalty. And that's going to allow YT to go drifting through as well. So Kian drops down to 9th after serving that. Declan in 10th. Then we've got Vane. Good start from Vane up to 11th. Remember, he started at the back of the grid, but he's now up onto 11th. Then we've got Steele in 12th. And RJ down in 13th. And struggling to recover actually after that disastrous start. I thought he might have tried to make his way through the grid just a little bit quicker, but maybe looking after the tyres and the fuel is what RJ's plan is. Excuse me. But it is almost normal service resumed now as PM10 takes the lead and starts to stretch away. This is what he likes to do. He likes to dominate these races by opening up big gaps. And then he can just casually just drift on around the track, look after his tyres, look after his fuel, and yeah, win by quite a margin. Rufus having a great race. What a fantastic start for Rufus. Yes, he's picked up half a second penalty, but that's not really going to affect much. It's definitely not his track position. There's quite a big gap between himself and 3rd place, which is Peter at the minute. Pete has managed to get himself up into 3rd. Started 5th, has gained a couple of spots. So Pete in 3rd, all on his lonesome at the minute, with Dandan trying to chase him. Panic has managed to make his way up into 5th. We'll go on board with Panic, shall we, into turn 1. This is where it all went wrong for him last time. Oh, and Dandan done pretty much the same thing, but managed to hold on to it. But Panic says thank you very much as he gives him a wave as he goes through. So Panic now moves up into 4, up the hill towards turn 3 at Remus. This has caught a few out. Dandan gets right up the chuff of Panic at the Tesco as he exits turn 3. Down the hill then towards Schlossgold. It is still Dandan in 5th, holding half a second penalty. Panic into Schlossgold at turn 4 first. And Dandan, well, he's got Kian chasing him down. Get the camera mark, come on. So Dandan in 5th at the minute, but you can see the bar starting to fill up above the car. He's going to serve his penalty, which means that Kian is going to go through and take P5 away from Dandan. There we go, penalty served, through goes Kian. Now then, half a second is not much when you're in these cars. They do get up to speed very, very quickly, but when you've got somebody right on your tail, you are not going to defend that position very much. Now if you look down at the bottom, you will see next to the dials on the right hand side a little overtake dial, and that means the guys, when they hit that button, it just gives them a boost of power. Now I asked the question, I think it was last week or the week before, I can't remember now, if it uses fuel, and I've been told it doesn't. So the overtake fuel button, whatever it is a separate thing to the actual fuel tank of the car, so it doesn't affect it. But they only have a limited amount, so once that overtake has gone, you have no more left. So the guys have to be very careful where they use it. It's a little bit like, I suppose it's like the nitrous, is it? The nitrous button, it just gives you a boost. As we follow Dandan in 6th. P. White in 7th, then sticking very close to Dandan. Doesn't want to let him get too far away, does he? Wants to keep that pressure on, and YT doing exactly the same. YT sitting in 8th at the minute with Declan just behind him. Declan having a good start and has got himself in there at 9th. So gained a few places as Declan. He's settling into the cars. Like I said at the beginning, this is only his second outing in the Super Formula, so a couple of weeks behind the rest of the grid, but as I say, Declan, quite an accomplished driver anyway, so I'm sure it won't take him long to get to grips with this thing. And there's Declan in 9th. He's got Grahamid just behind him. Grahamid starting on the hards. He does like to start on the hard tyres, doesn't he, Grahamid? And he'll tend to finish on the softs. We'll just keep an eye on that, see what he does this time around. But yeah, usually at the back is Graham, because he at the beginning of a race, because he does start on the hard tyres. Now there is a minimum, I believe, of 2 or 3 laps on each compound, but I think the guys tend to go just a little bit further on the hards, because the softs and the mediums do wear out quite quickly. He's got steel, Graham's got steel for company in 11th, then RJ down in 12th, with Vane in 13th, and a big gap. That is a big gap between RJ and Steele. So I'm not quite sorry, between Vane and RJ. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. And it looks like PM10 on lap 8 is about to actually lap Vane. So that just shows how quickly PM10 is actually going. Of course, he's got the fastest lap at the minute, a 1:13.1. And he is on the medium tyres, so I'll expect that that fastest lap drop when he goes onto the soft tyres. Had a bit of a scare, didn't he, in the opening couple of laps, when Panic at the Tesco managed to get in front of him. Then after that disaster on the exit of turn 1, put Panic into the barrier almost. Well, he certainly parked on the grass. But Panic has now made his way up into 4th, and he's got Pete in his sights. So Panic just needs to take a breath and get his head back in the race, so that he can make his way up into a podium position. Talking of podium positions, where is Rufus? There he is in 2nd, looking comfortable at the minute, although the guys behind him, Pete, they are gaining. Rufus on the mediums, Pete on the mediums, all on the mediums actually, or at least the top 4 or 5 are anyway. So Rufus just needs to keep his eye on the mirrors, because Pete is coming for him, and coming for him quickly. He's got Panic just behind him, and then Kian in 5th. What a fantastic opening few laps for Kian. He's made his way from 11th on the grid up to 5th already, and he's got a bit of a comfortable gap as well back to YT. On the soft tyres though, Kian. Oh dear me. Oh, I apologise, Kian, that's the commentator's curse for you. As soon as you say he's having a good lap or a good round or something, then something happens, so I do apologise, Kian. I'm sure though he's going to get back on it. You can see he's trying to clean them tyres off after going onto the dirt. Oh no, and he's gone onto the gravel. He will be absolutely cursing me now. I think I'll probably best just leave him alone and follow somebody else before anything else goes wrong. Oh dear, that is the commentator's curse for you coming to life. RJ in, well, he's just moved up to 10th. He's going side by side. Who was that he was with? Somebody gone off? No? Thought somebody had gone off then. It says RJ. I think he's having a battle with Grahamid. Now up to 9th is RJ. Grahamid in 10th. He's surely got to be thinking about coming in and pitching soon just to get rid of those hard tyres. Fuel seems to be disappearing on these guys very quickly. We're on lap 9. We are just approaching 12 minutes into this race, this 50-minute race. So 2 stops minimum to change on to use all 3 compound tyres. Unless we get any rain, we've got our fingers, our toes, we've got everything crossed for a bit of rain. We deserve a bit of rain, don't we? PM10 then, way out in front, looking very comfortable. Fastest lap, and he can chill out now and he can relax. He can get the radio on and listen to his favourite tunes. He is under no danger at all as he goes through turn 1. Well, I should have done, he's done an on board, shouldn't I, with PM10 as we go round. So let's pick somebody else, shall we? YT, let's go on board with YT and we'll do a lap with YT. He's going to show us around this track in Austria. So we're going across the start-finish line then to start lap 11. Keeping to the left into turn 1. Try and make that turn as wide as possible. Careful not to go too far out onto the left, otherwise you will pick a penalty up. Or at worst you'll hit that sausage curb and it will flip the back end round. But YT got through there successfully. Up the hill then, through turn 2. and into the braking zone to make turn 3 at Remus, this tight right-hander. Being careful again with the power, you don't want to get it out too early, otherwise again the back end will come round and bite you. But again, YT making it look very easy. Goes on down the hill then towards turn 4 at Slosh Gold. Another tight right-hander with plenty of kitty litter out there on the left, and you do not want to be out there as YT, well, he teases it, didn't he? Through turn 5 and then into Raunch at turn 6. First of the 2 left-handers, the second one being turn 7 at Worth Curve as we go round now. And then into turn 8, staring at the penalty zone, under the bridge, and then we just look for a little marker on the left hand side to hit the brakes to turn into turn 9 at Rint, down the hill again into turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile, and that's a lap completed with YT. So thank you YT for taking us around. So we have the first of our pit stops then. It is RJ who's pulled the trigger first, and he has decided to come in. Tyres are okay, and he's got a bit of fuel for a few laps. Maybe he's just trying to get out of traffic, but he is in. PM10 still out there, not even contemplating coming in yet, and actually going purple as we come around turn 8 then. So he's looking to improve on that 113.1, so we might as well just stick with him for the next couple of corners to see whether he can actually reduce that fastest lap. Of course the car's getting lighter now, isn't it, as he burns through the fuel. Oh, there we go, look, a 112.9, so shaved a few tenths off of his previous fastest lap. Just a couple of, nearly, 2 and a bit, I don't know, I can't work it out. A few tenths, 2 or 3 tenths anyway, but anyway, as the car's getting lighter, as it burns the fuel, then the lap times come down a little bit. Rufus in second, quite a gap between the two still, but Rufus having a fantastic race, and I'm not trying to curse him. He is a fellow commentator, so I don't think the curse actually works if it's on a fellow commentator. I think it cancels it out. So yeah, Rufus does some fantastic racing, so go and check it out. It's Ruthless Rufus on YouTube. Get over there, have a watch, get subscribed to his channel. You'll see some great racing. I think he covers one of the Saturday leagues. He definitely covers one of the Sundays. We're not quite sure which ones it's going to be this season, because we're starting a new season very shortly. But yeah, as I say, get over there, check it out for Rufus. Currently sitting in second and really enjoying himself. Pete in third. On the podium at the minute is Pete, and having a great time out there, although he's got Panic chasing him down. In fact, let's jump on board with Panic. Well, what's the point? He's going into the pit. That was the bad choice, wasn't it? That'll teach me to have a look, won't it? So Panic into the pits then, along with Pete. And somehow Panic managed to get in front of Pete as they entered the pit stop. P. White then, he should be coming in as the fuel light is flashing for him. Declan, just a little bit more fuel than the other guy, so Declan may well stay out for another lap, so that's going to push him up into about third. Oh, excuse me, bit of a hiccup and a burp and everything on there all at the same time. So Declan moves up into third. The 2 guys ahead of him have yet to stop. PM10 and Ruthless, both going to be coming in at the end of this lap. Declan, he will probably have to come in as well. Dan has stayed out. He now moves up to 4th, but will have to pit at the end of this lap. So everybody's going to be sort of pitting at the end of this lap if they haven't already. There we go, race leader in. Peter, he has pitted and is now out on a set of soft tyres and has rejoined in 6th. Panic, he's done the same. He's already made his pit stop and has come out in 7th. We're just keeping an eye on the top left there to see the fuel going into PM10, and he's not even at the pit crew yet, I don't think. There we go, he is starting to get filled up now. Rufus, he's into the pits, but again not reached the pit crew yet, so PM10 just taking on some fuel. Now Rufus has just joined the pit crew. Declan will be coming in, the fuel light is on, so will Dan, so will Steele. Peter then, where is Peter? He's already made his stop. He's just gone through turn 8 heading towards turn 9 at Rint. Now Peter should be able to gain a couple of spots here while the others are in the pits. Oh, he's gone very wide there. Hopefully he won't get a penalty. I think he managed to keep some wheels on the curb. I think it's if you go over the curbs, not necessarily the white line. You can cross the white line, but if you go over the curbs, you may well get a penalty. As Pete moves up into third, while the other guys, yeah, he's picked a penalty up there, and that, I think that was for the entry into turn one, actually. So he's now right onto the back of Rufus. Rufus, having made his stop, and he's out on the hard tyres. Pete is on the soft tyres, so does have the advantage when it comes to the grip into the corners, but he is carrying that half a second. Not that it's going to make that much difference to him, really. He's got Panic chasing him down, though. Panic in fourth at the minute. Panic, I know he will want to get onto the podium. So he's going to be pushing. He's got to push now. He's using his soft tyres for this second stint. So he needs to get the best out of them that he can before they start to drop off. So Panic, I know, will be pushing very, very hard to get himself up. Probably up there chasing Rufus, to be honest. As Peter starts to put the pressure on Rufus. Rufus on those hard tyres. He just really needs to hang on now. It's going to be, I would say, probable that he's going to get overtaken by Pete and maybe even Panic as well. But if Rufus can stay in touch while he's using those hard tyres, that could play to his advantage when he switches to the softs. And there we go. As Rufus gets over the curbs at turn one, unsettles the car, and Pete goes through. Rufus having a bit of look up the inside, though. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle to get that done on the hard tyres, isn't he? And now he's coming under attack from Panic at the Tesco. Panic also on the soft tyres, so those Pete and Panic both go through to take over Rufus, who now drops down to fourth, but Rufus just needs to stay with them. As I say, when he changes again onto the soft tyres, the advantage will swing in his direction. The two guys ahead will try their hardest to put some distance between themselves and Rufus. Let's have a look a little bit further down, shall we, and see what's happening. RJ has made his way back up into fifth position after that disastrous start. He was third on the grid, wasn't he? Came undone, well, within the first lap, I think it was. Found himself all the way down in the back, but he's made a pit stop. He's out on the hard tyres, and he's now up into fifth. He's got P. White chasing him down. P. White on the mediums after his stop, sitting in sixth. So we've got gaps all over the place now, so I'm going to try and find you a bit of action somewhere. Kian in seventh, Mohammed in eighth. Everybody made their first stop. Declan in ninth. He's now out some medium tyres. And a full tank of fuel for Declan. Oh, great looking car that is. I wonder if he did delivery. If you did, Declan, well done. Whitey in 10th with Steele in 11th, Dan, and then Vane down in 13th. Another great looking car as Vane tries to get out of the leader's way as PM10 goes through. Or is he trying to get out of his way, or is he just racing him? No, he's not. He has led him through. So Vane just eases off there into turn one to let PM10 through. And PM10 on the soft tyres, so really is pushing now. He needs to make the gaps as big as he can. Let's have a look. If you look at the top right, then you'll see the little red triangle. That is PM10. And if we go down to Panic, well, he's almost half a track away, isn't he? As Panic just goes into turn one, carrying half a second penalty as well. PM10 is just about to go through turn four at Slosh Gold. So quite a gap then, but Panic at the Tesco back up into second, and the chase is on. That is a big ask to try and catch up to PM10, who's also on the soft tyres. But Panic at the Tesco will give it a go. He will push. Same as Rufus. Rufus has managed to get himself back up into third, so I'm not quite sure what happened to Pete. I'm sorry we missed it, but Pete's obviously had a bit of a moment, shall we say. And Rufus has said thank you very much and gets himself up into podium position for now anyway, on the hard tyres as well. Pete on the soft, so he's going to be pushing. He's got to try and catch up. He's got to get by Rufus again, hasn't he, before he starts to lose those tyres. So have we got anybody that's actually racing? Let's have a look. We have got Grahamid. Let's go on board with Grahamid then as we chase Kian down. This is the closest we've got to a battle at the minute, and it is Grahamid in 8 on the soft tyres chasing Kian. Let's have a quick look to see what Kian's on, shall we? Kian's on the mediums, so advantage tyre wise anyway to Grahamid. But as we said at the very beginning, Kian does like to get his elbows out. He doesn't mind getting in a scrap. He will fight for his position fairly. Oh, as he gets turned all a little bit wrong. And we'll just keep an eye on it to see whether he picks a penalty up. I think he's got away with it actually. As we go into turn 10, got very squirrely, didn't he? Oh, now that's got to be a penalty now. Made the mistake there on the exit of turn 1, and Grahamid is almost saying thank you, but Kian's still fighting it, and he's not picked the penalty up as well. He got away with it. Grahamid on the inside into the braking zone, just drops back and concedes that corner, lets Kian have it. So fantastic racing between these two. Like I say, Kian will not give you that corner. If you want it, you have got to earn it. And that's the message he's sending to Grahamid at the minute as they go down towards turn 4 for the 19th time. Kian, oh, he's very wide. Oh, he's gone wide, very wide onto the kitty litter. And I thought he was going to come back onto the track and take Grahamid out. Grahamid managed to miss him, but that is unlucky for Kian. I think he's just pushing too hard actually. He's probably got his eyes, one eye on the mirror, one eye on the road, and the one looking at the road probably closed or blinked or something, because he didn't see that corner coming, did he? Grahamid on the other hand says thank you very much and moves up into P7. Now then, he's going to get up to P White, who we can't quite see up ahead, and if we look behind us, Kian seems to be disappearing into the distance as well. So Grahamid, unfortunately at the minute, got nobody to play with and all on his own, but he'll keep pushing. So that's put Kian down into 8th, Declan in 9th. He's all on his own as well. I really didn't think people had spread out as much on this track because of it being slightly, it's been slightly shorter. Steele in 10th, just about to be lapped by our race leader, PM10. Let's just see if Steele moves over, or is he going to have a bit of a battle with PM10? Now Steele is he's racing Dandan at the minute. Dandan sitting in 11th. He's got PM10 between the two of them. Now Steele will obviously want to move out of PM10's way, but he doesn't want to lose too much time and allow Dandan to get too close. However, I'm not sure with the blue flags whether you get so long or so many laps to move out of the way before you get some sort of penalty. Not sure how it works. Every time I get the blue flag waved, I do try and get out of the way as quickly as I can, and that's what Steele's done. Yeah, great racing from Steele. Chose his moment, didn't he? Made sure he got through the technical part of the circuit first, got himself onto a straight, and then he's let PM10 through. So that's Steele in 10th, and as I say, he's racing Dandan, who's now in 11th. Dandan, what, 3-4 seconds gap between the two of them? Very difficult to tell from this angle, but the gap is there. My phone on silent, it keeps going off. So that's Dandan in 11th, and closest to him is YT in 12th. We just see him there in the background. Another great looking car there. Shall we have a look at this one? Let's have a look, shall we, at Dandan's car. Some great work gone into the liveries for these Super Formulas, and we can see the Ultimate Racing League logo on there amongst all the other stickers as well. But yeah, some real work goes into these cars, what the guys do. YT in 12th, Vane in 13th, just about to be lapped, I think it is, by Grahamid. Yes it is, and Vane, I mean, again, another good looking car. Let's have a look at this one of Vane, shall we? I think they're all based on previous F1 liveries. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But again, yeah, another great looking car there from Vane in 13th. Up at the top then, let's just have a look and see how our race leader is getting on, as He seems to be lapping everybody at the minute. He's still got the fastest lap, that 1:12.9. Not managed to improve on that, which I thought he would actually on the soft tyres. I think he got that after getting onto the soft tyres, but not improved it since. Doesn't have to. I'm not sure anybody else is going to take that away from him. You can see just how much of the track he actually uses. In fact, I think what we will do is we'll stay with PM10, and when, like we did a lap with YT, we're going to do one with PM10, and we can get an idea of how he takes some of these corners. So he's just decided to use the overtake button. I think for the first time as he crosses the line, he does improve on his fastest lap into turn 1, and look how much of the track he uses to go into turn 1. He really gets the car over there on the left on the entry into Niki Lauda curve, and then up the hill through turn 2 as we go into turn 3 at Remus, keeping it very nice and tight, and then back on the power really early. Again, he's hit that overtake button. Doesn't need to, but I think he's pushing it. I think he wants to get these fastest laps. He can probably hear me. And into the braking zone at Schlossgold at turn 4. Back on the power, using all of the track again on that left hand side, using the curves on the right as we go into turn 6, just to open up the corner down the hill towards turn 7 at Worth Curve, again at a purple sector. So he really is pushing for these fastest laps, isn't he? He's racing himself, again using all of that track. Almost goes off the track, doesn't he, into turn 9 and 10. And then he comes up against someone, I didn't see who it was then, but powering on through across the line, and again another fast lap for PM10. Well, he really is racking them up, isn't he? That's a 1:11.9 now. So yeah, he's just trying to put it out of the reach of everybody else. It was Keane that he went by, and Keane's just trying to get into his slipstream. Get a bit of a free tow from PM10. Let's have a look down the order then. So Pete still holding on to second. Well, I say still holding on to second. He was down in 4th, wasn't he? So we've missed some of these. So apologies for that, Pete. But Pete, fantastic job. Gets himself up into P2. The fuel light is flashing for him, but he's decided he's going to carry on doing one more lap. Rufus has come into the pits. He's got plenty of fuel, but I think he wants to get rid of those hard tyres. Panic at the Tesco on the hard tyres as well, so maybe he made a pit stop, which is why the guys are where they are. I'm not sure. We did miss it, didn't we? Because Panic was in second at one point, so he may have come into the pits actually. Yeah, I think he did. Fresh set of hard tyres, and I think he's going to do the minimum because he's not put much fuel in. So that may be why that all these positions got changed, and you can just see ahead we've got RJ in 3rd at present, but the fuel light is flashing for him, so he's being told to come into the pit. So what is it? Box for RJ. Panic. Well, he may well come in as well. He's got less than a quarter of a tank of fuel on those hard tyres, and obviously wants to get rid of them as quickly as he can. We are just approaching the 32-minute mark, so 18 minutes left of this 50-minute race. So the guys have obviously got their strategies worked out as RJ heads towards turn 9, and then just after turn 9 he's going to stay to the right and dive into the pits. Panic has stayed out, so he's going to do another lap on those hard tyres as Pete comes into the pits as well. So it is PM out in front. Panic at the Tesco moves up into 2nd. P White is 3rd. Where's he? He was 2nd, wasn't he? Oh, there we go. Pete was in the pits. That's yeah, that's right. I'm getting myself confused. So Pete into the pits. Pete White goes through to 3rd, that's right, yeah, and it's all changed when they come into the pits. I'm looking at the wrong side. Sorry for the break there. I'm actually trying to read some other notes while I'm watching these, so apologies for that. Let's just go up and start again, shall we? Chuckling to myself, making myself laugh here. So PM10 then is, well, he's out in front. We know he's out in front, and got this race pretty much wrapped up. It's his to lose, really. I think he can even afford to come off the track, have a few spins, and then get back on again. Panic at the Tesco moves up into P2, but has got to come into the pits for his third and final stop. P White, excuse me, in third at the minute. He's got to also make a stop. Whether he's going to come in at the end of this lap and follow Panic in, or is he going to push for one more lap? We'll just stick with P White just to see what he decides to do. As I say, Panic has got to come in. P White is going to stay out, so he's going to get one more lap out of those medium tyres for him. Moves up into second. Hamid in fourth. He's going to keep going as well. He wants to get as many laps as he can out of those soft tyres before he has to change, and it may well be the fuel that forces Grahamid in. So Grahamid currently in third. Ooh, just managing to hold on to the car as he came out the exit of turn one there, got himself up on that sausage curve and really unsettled the car. But Grahamid in third then, probably looking at a pit stop at the end of this one for Grahamid. Pete is in fourth, having made a stop. He's now out on the hard tyres. And, well, maybe enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. He's obviously worked it all out. Now we've got a bit of a race going on because we've got Pete in fourth, we've got Steele in fifth, and then we've got Rufus. Rufus now in sixth. Oh, he's maybe pushed Steele just a little bit wide there, but Rufus did the right thing and just held back. But Rufus out on the soft tyres with just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so Rufus can really start to get the hammer down now and try and get himself back up onto a podium position as he tries his best to get by Steele. Steele doing a good defensive job at the minute. So let's jump on board with Steele. And a quick look behind us, there we go, we can get the shot of Rufus chasing us down. As we go through turn 7 into turn 8, Rufus getting closer and closer, having the advantage of the softer tyres into the turns. Into turn 9 we go, down the hill into turn 10. You can see how much Rufus catches. Oh, what a great exit for Rufus. And he's now alongside Steele as it is a race to turn 1. Rufus has got the inside, or is he not? Well, he's not. He's just backed out of that one. So Rufus just backed out and thinking, well, he's going to get the run on Steele anyway. Well, he's not. He's not got as close. Maybe I think it may be a case of his race director has told him that Steele has got to come into the pits. But Steele didn't quite get turn 3 right there, and didn't get the exit he wanted. But Rufus didn't look like he was interested in making the move, to be honest. Now he's on the inside, but still not making a move. So I think he's been told that Steele is coming into the pits. Rufus has decided, well, that's fine by me. I'm just going to sit behind him, pick up the slipstream, save a bit of fuel, and I will get P3 anyway as Steele comes into the pits. So we're just going to follow these guys round. Rufus having a bit of a look around the outside as they go through turn 8, and there we go. Rufus just dives up the inside of Steele. Oh, he's made a bit of a hash of that, hasn't he? The entry into the pits, but he's managed to get it straight now, and he's in. Declan, oh, he's ran into the back of him. Dan's in as well. Yeah, Steele just got that wrong, didn't he? The entry into the pit lane. So let's have a look and see where that's put everybody for now. P White in 6th, Panic at the Tesco in 5th. Then we've got RJ in 4th. Rufus now moves up into 3rd. And has got Peter Fitz firmly in his sights. Pete on the hard tyres, so I can't really see him putting too much of a fight against Rufus on the softer tyres. Fuel, not a massive difference in fuel. Pete has used slightly more, so he does have the lighter car at the minute, but as I say, he's on those hard tyres. So Rufus having a good race. I think he's having a fantastic race actually. Into P2, he will soon be into P2. So Rufus definitely looking like he's going to get himself on the podium at the minute. RJ in fourth. He can see the guys up ahead, and I'm sure he's praying that they're going to be picking up penalties as Rufus gets closer and closer to Peter as they go into turn one, looking for a good exit, and he got it as well, but I think Pete also managed to get out of turn one well. So Rufus just having to sit behind Pete at the minute. Pete goes defensive, sticks to the inside as they get into turn three. No room for Rufus to get by at the minute, and all the while these guys are battling. RJ is just getting closer and closer to them, isn't he? So RJ, he's probably still got thoughts of getting on the podium as well, and why not? With the two guys battling up ahead, it is slowing them down. It's giving RJ a chance to catch up. But his fastest lap in as well on lap 29, a 1:13.1. And he's definitely getting closer to the two guys that are battling away in front of him. A quick look behind, and we can just see Panic at the Tesco in the distance, but no real concern for RJ at the minute. Oh, now then, Rufus has picked up half a second. RJ into the slipstream as they get up towards turn one. He's on the inside. RJ on the inside of Rufus into turn one. Can he get that car slowed down and turn? Yes, he can. What a great move from RJ. I think we'll go back and we'll have another look at that, shall we? A brilliant exit out of turn 10. Really set him up for this run down the start-finish straight. Gets himself onto the inside of Rufus, nice and clean. And a great exit out of turn one. Not a lot Rufus could do about that. And a brilliant move from RJ, which puts Rufus down to fourth. He's got half a second penalty as well that he's going to have to serve when he comes out of turn 7. And Panic at the Tesco in fifth. He's getting closer as well. So Rufus not having a great couple of laps, is he? Picked up a penalty and lost a place. Couldn't quite get close enough to Pete. He would have dearly loved to have got by Pete, wouldn't he? But some fantastic defending from Pete on the hard tyres to hold on to P2 at the minute. Although he's got RJ. Oh, as Pete goes very, very wide through turn 6. And that's cost him a bit of time. That's allowed RJ to get even closer. Rufus serves his penalty. Not going to alter his track position at the minute. Peter doing a fantastic job of defending, or has he? RJ got himself onto the inside. Oh, as Pete goes very wide through turn 10 and may well pick a penalty up, and he has done as well. RJ dives to the right to try and break the slipstream, but Pete is having none of it. He's sticking with him. Pete into turn 1, then trying desperately to get closer to RJ to pick up that slipstream. Rufus is now on the attack as well as Peter's. I thought he was running out of fuel there. Of course he's something flashed up, and I think it was the overtake button that just, I don't know why I thought it was the fuel, but it was the overtake button. But Pete now down to fourth as Rufus goes through, so Rufus moves up into a podium position on the soft tyres. RJ into second. We know where PM10 is. Well, we don't on track. He's probably just behind these guys, to be fair. Let's have a look. Where is Panic at the Tesco? Panic at the Tesco is now all over the back of Pete, so Pete having a disastrous couple of laps, just like Rufus did. So when Pete serves that penalty, which he's going to be doing very, very shortly, Panic at the Tesco is going to go through, or is he going to go for it now into turn 8? Turn 7, sorry, no, nothing doing. But he should get that place away from Pete after Pete serves the penalty, and there we go. Panic at the Tesco moves up into fourth. Pete, oh, he goes very wide again, but I think Panic did as well. Pete very, very wide into turn 9. Yes, Pete's picked up a 1 second penalty. Panic at the Tesco also 1 second. They both went very, very deep into turn 9. Panic will just be relieved that Pete has picked up a 1 second as well. Somebody who will be even more relieved is Rufus, sitting there in P3. Oh, and Panic's picked up another one as well. He's collecting them now like stamps. Panic at the Tesco is now looking at 1.5 second penalty. That may well just about keep him in fourth, because Pete has got a 1 second penalty, but I think he is more than half a second behind Panic. So Panic can serve his 1.5, and he can get going as Pete serves his 1, but I think Panic should hold on to P4. So they're just about to serve it now as they come through turn 8. And there we go, brakes slammed on, Panic back up and running now, Pete brakes on and then back up and running, yeah, so Panic stays in 4th, Pete in 5th, Rufus with a big smile on his face because he's opened up a bit more of a gap now, looking a bit more comfortable for him in P3, and chasing after RJ. What a great recovery race for RJ as well, down in 13th after what, the 2nd or 3rd lap, and now finds himself in P2. So great racing from him, and he's just about to lap YT. YT goes very deep into turn 3 just to allow RJ through, so good racing from YT. What we like to see, nice and respectful. Just out of curiosity, we will have a look and see where PM10 is. I know he's out there somewhere, he's that far in front we lose track. So there he is on the red triangle on the right, and then RJ is, wow, I think, well, is it possible that PM10 could actually lap RJ, who's sitting in P2 at the minute? It's not impossible, I don't think. Wow, wouldn't that be something if PM could actually lap the guy in 2nd place. He is so far out in front, I bet even he doesn't know where he is. RJ in 2nd, having a fantastic race. In 3rd is Rufus. Again, a fantastic race from Rufus. What a great shift he's put in. And still going with, let's have a look, about 5.5 minutes of this race left. Soft tyres starting to wear. Kian moves over. Kian has picked up 3 seconds, hasn't he? We've not seen Kian for a while. Where is he? Oh, it's 3 seconds, so that'll be for pit lane infringement. So poor old Kian down in 12th with a 3-second penalty. He will be absolutely cursing. We're going to go back up and see, let's have a look, where's Pete? Pete is now in 6th. He was up there fighting away with the guys, wasn't he, up at the top? But he's now down in 6th with a half a second. Let's have a look, Grahamid all on his own in no man's land in 7th. Good race though, good position for Grahamid. Won't be pleased with it himself, I'm sure. He'd want to be a little bit higher up the grid. Then we've got Dandan in 8th. Again, all on his own. Let's have a look who's near to him. Declan is in 9th. Steele in 10th. Then we've got YT in 11th. He's got Panic behind him, but Panic is actually in 4th. Kian in 12th with Vane in 13th. So let's just have a look and see if we can find a race, shall we? I don't think we can. Oh, Rufus is chasing RJ down. I think that's about as close as we've got to a race, isn't it? Yeah. So Rufus currently in 3rd. Pete into the pits again. If you look on the left hand side in the table, you'll see that. So Pete's coming into the pit once more. We're actually following Rufus around turn 6 with let's have a look, just a little over 3.5 minutes to go. I'm just looking at the map on the right, and I can't really see anybody that is actually racing close to anybody else. PM10, where is he? There he is, he's lapping people. Go on, PM10's gone off. Where's he going? I know I said earlier on that he could afford to go off track and spin around a bit. I think he's just trying to prove a point. He just did a very rare mistake that we caught him. Shall we go back and have a look? It's a bit of a rare mistake, so it's probably worth another look. Let's go back and get it properly, shall we? As Kian, I think he come stuck out of turn 4. We're on the hard tyres with PM10, and he's just pushing a bit too hard, I think, into turn 6. Yeah, back end come round on him. He finds himself on the green stuff. Bit of a pirouette, and then back on track again. So a very rare mistake then from PM10, so that'll give the others a bit of encouragement that even the best of us get it wrong. But as I said, he can afford to do that probably another couple of times actually. Let's have a look. Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean do it. I just said you could afford to if you want to. You don't have to do it. Where's RJ? Well, RJ's another half a track behind, so yeah, PM10 can afford to just mess about now for a bit. RJ, what a fantastic race he's on. I'm going to put RJ down as driver of the day actually, because as I say, that very early spin he had put him all the way down in 13th at the back of the grid. He was there for a good 4 or 5 laps, but has managed to get himself together and up into P2. So fantastic stuff from RJ to get himself up there. Let's just hope he can keep hold of it for the next 2.5 minutes of this race. So he deserves his sip of champagne, does RJ. Panic has managed to get by Rufus. The Panic has now moved up into P3, Rufus down into P4 with, well, I'm going to say Whitey chasing him down, but Whitey's been lapped, so he's trying to unlap himself. But Rufus, he's had a good race as Rufus, and he'll be pleased with that. P4 at the minute, and P White in 5th at the minute. We are, what we got, about 1.5 minutes to go. So it looks like PM10, obviously PM10's going to win it. RJ, at the minute, it looks like he's going to get this this P2. The fuel light's on, so he's going to have to be careful. Otherwise, he's going to have to make a pit stop. That would be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it, for RJ if he has to come into the pit. So he's got to do a little bit of fuel saving. I think he's got the space to do it. Panic at the Tesco in 3rd. He's got enough fuel for at least for another lap and a half. So he should be okay. So Rufus, his fuel light is on as well. So again, he's got to be careful. He's going to be fuel saving, I think, as they come down towards turn 9 and the closing stages of this race. We've got less than a minute to go now. Rufus in 4th, although look at P White, he is right on to Rufus. He's got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, and he's got half a tank of overtake juice as well. So is he going to use it? I think he should. Just get your finger on that button, there we go, and give it the beans. Rufus has got to be careful with his fuel as he is running out. So P White, the race is on for P White to get up to 4th, and I thought he was going to have a bit of a look at the inside, but no, wait. Rufus goes very deep into turn 3. P White gets a little bit squirrely, but he gets alongside Rufus now, and it is a race down the hill towards turn 4. Rufus has conceded it and drops back. He can't afford to race really, can Rufus, because he hasn't got the fuel to do it. I'm going to go back up to the top and see where PM10 is just coming up to P4, so he's chasing these guys. It will be RJ as we have finished. Let's have a look who's going to cross the line first. It is going to be Declan that's going to cross the line first in 9th position. So well done to him. Then it's going to be Steele across the line in 10th. RJ, we've just seen him, but we're going to go back and have a look. It's a bit confusing when they're all finishing at different times. But RJ, what a brilliant race from RJS. He is going to cross the line in 2nd. Panic just behind him in 3rd, so a great result for those two. P White, what a brilliant finish for him, managing to catch up and overtake Rufus. So P White in 4th. Rufus crawls across the line in 5th with barely a thimbleful of fuel. Grahamid will take 6th, and a good result for Grahamid in 6th there. Pete will finish in 7th as we wait for him to come around turn 10 for the final time. Had a good battle, didn't he, Pete? So he must have enjoyed himself. Dan, well, he's run out of fuel. Oh no, he's run out of fuel and he's got a half a second penalty. Now then, oh, he's okay because Declan's finished, Steele, everybody else is finished. Keane in 12th, Vane in 13th. Dan Did we see PM10 cross the line? Did we? I can't remember if we did or not. We're going to go back and we're going to watch him cross the line because I can't remember if we saw it. We do like to see the winners cross the line, especially after a fantastic race. Fastest lap then, a 1:11.3, and the win again for PM10. Is anybody going to be able to beat him? Well done, PM10. So that was round 6 for the League 2 guys. Next week, let's have a look. I've got a feeling we're going to be at Watkins Glen next week. And according to my notes, it is Watkins, so that'll again be another exciting race. So stick around for that one next week. As we shall we give Dan a bit of a hurry up? And poor old Dan ran out of fuel. I think it'd be quicker if he got out and pushed. But he will just about make it across the line to finish in 8th. So yeah, that was round 6. So join me next week for round 7 when we'll be at Watkins Glen. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed these races, please hit that like button. You would be doing me and the Ultimate Racing League a big favour. Thank you very much. I shall catch you all soon.